one round remaining before the semi-final start. Norths on 26 must win today or next week to make the semi-finals, while St George on 24 need to win today and next week if they're to stay in the race, and both come here after recording losses last week. Norths were thrashed by the Brisbane Broncos 44-6, while St George narrowly missed out on the 2 points, going down to Manly 18 points to 20. Today is a big test for both these sides, with the semi-finals just around the corner.
Norths have got the shakes at the wrong end of the season, suffering a hard-fought loss to Manly and then a whipping by Brisbane. And today they're without 7 players on the injured list, so they're not even at half strength. Out are Conlon, Fennick, Jackson, Fairley, Scott Wilson, Moore and Jarvis. Tony Ray is a fresh reserve and Peter McPhail moves to hooker. He's alongside front rower Adrian Toole, typical of North's go forward, hard and straight close to the ruck. While centre Greg Florimo has been in excellent form, running strongly with real determination this season. St George have been attacking beautifully out wide with precision, passing and running. But against Manly last week, their defence, especially at the marker, opened up several times. And again today, they're without hooker Wayne Collins to keep it tight. Tall, rangy second rower Scott Goulet is their chief running forward. He could run at the little men, Soden and Martin. Centre Mark Coyne has tremendous acceleration and the pace to beat his opponent on the outside. And electric winger Martin Afire, after a 4-match drought, is due to add to his 11 tries. It appears Steve Martin is taking no chances with injuries and is willing to forego the points this week to make sure of the final 5 next week against the Gold Coast.
Well, the injuries sustained by Norths can be seen as a blessing in disguise. It gives Steve Martin the opportunity to experiment. Halligan gets a go at the fullback spot. Gary Larson gets a chance to tie up that lock forward position, and Gavin Jones certainly has a point to prove to his coach. Even though it has been reported that Steve Martin is looking down the track to the Gold Coast game, it will be in the back of his mind that if they can cause an upset here today, they'll be in line to clinch a top 3 position.
A very important game as the Dragons go in as favourites against the depleted Bears.
Stand by for rugby league action at its best, live and uninterrupted on ABC Sport, your national network.
The waves are crashing out on Botany Bay at La Perouse as St George take the field here at Kogarah Oval. It's a brisk, wintry afternoon. The sun's shining, but quite a strong wind blowing down the ground. And the Dragons know that they have a very important match on their hands today. They simply have to win these last 2 games to make sure of being in the top 5. The fullback is Michael Potter. The centre 3-quarters, Walford, Mark Coyne, Michael Beattie and Martin Afire. 5'8" Peter Coyne, halfback Troy Hodges. The forward lineup at lock forward is Jeff Hardy. The second row is Goulet and Peter Gill in the second row with Elliott, Mark Ellison at hooker for Wayne Collins and Peter Spring the front row. The coach is Brian Smith. The Bears on the field, this makeshift Bears lineup. Let's have a good look at it. 40 metres out from the North's line. Peter Coyne. Long ball intercepted by Florimo. He's racing away. He won't be called back. He's going to streak them. He's just going to trot in for the 4-point intercept. He and Gavin Jones, big part of the reserve grade performance for the North Sydney this year. And maybe they will miss today's because the reserves were beaten.
Once again, we see the kick charge down by Peter Coyne.
Play on with Martin, and he gets the pass to McPhail. He's got support outside, and it's MacArthur over for the try. The referee's called it back for a forward pass. And another intercept by Florimo. This time off Spring. Gets the pass away to Hall. Racing down the touchline. Hall for the corner. He over. Tackled by Potter, but it's a fair try. Leading point scorer in the competition. 12 tries and 54 goals. Can he add another one, Halligan? Hits it firmly. It's a good-looking kick. It's there. Hardy holding it up for Gill. Telegraphed it a little. Good pass back to Potter. Good ball from Gill.
I thought that he might have let that ball go, Potter, because they had a 3-man overlap on the left flank.
Last tackle, they're running it. Goulet swings it wide to Beattie. Inside is Coyne. Onto Ellison. Ellison for the line, and he's going to score. Ellison. Gill. Elliott. Long ball. MacArthur was out of position. Coyne. On it goes to third down the touchline. The kick ahead for Walford. Back there is Jason Martin to save. A fire ankle taps him. Walford there to wrap him up. They've forced him to stay in goal. Tierney from 9 metres, throwing himself at the line. North's hanging on grimly. They've fought all day long. Now from dummy half, St George close. Coyne's got it down. I think it's Coyne ducking out of there. The try scored by Mark Coyne. Let's have another look and see whether or not he forced this ball fairly or not.
The ball does slip out, I think, here. I don't know. He loses control.
He forced that with his chest.
Yes, it wasn't a try.
Not with his hand. This kick is just so vital. The difference between a draw and a win, so important to St George, let alone North Sydney. Ricky Walford moves into it, pushes it wide, so the scores are locked at 12 all.
Robert Simpkins played his final game.